jurisdictions that refuse to cooperate with federal immigration authorities are sanctuaries for criminals. Sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals and endangers the residents of the community. To be clear, we did not agree with Minnesota state and local officials that they would be involved in immigration enforcement. I didn't ask them to be an immigration officer. I'm asking them to be cops working with the cops to help state criminal aliens off the street.
Yes. Tom Homan, our borders are in Minneapolis, holding a press conference in the 7 a.m. hour local time this morning. That'd be the 8 a.m. hour Eastern time if Democrats are trying to follow along but can't. Yes, and the BBC confirms the authenticity of viral video making the rounds now that show Alex Pretti kicking federal law enforcement agents' SUV, knocking the taillight out, just clean out of the vehicle. A heck of a kick, two big kicks, and had to have steel-toed boots on, dented the corner of the car and popped the entire taillight fixture out of the car. And according to reliable sourcing, all kinds of good stuff, Greg Kelly on Newsmax last night, if you look at the video, Alex Pretti was carrying his pistol then when he attacked law enforcement. He should have been arrested 11 days before he was shot. He might still be alive if only he had been arrested, but he was apparently not arrested when he violently assaulted the federal government vehicle carrying federal law enforcement officers. He was spitting on the windows where the officers were inside. He was cursing them out loudly and then kicking very hard enough to pop the taillight fixture out of the right rear end of the car. And then he violently attacked police when they got out, the law enforcement, federal law enforcement, when they got out of the vehicle, and once again found himself on the ground. And inexplicably, he was not arrested and charged with the vandalism and assault and all of these things. He should have been charged and arrested, and then he might still be alive. Alex Pretti would still be alive if only they were enforcing the laws more strictly. See how that goes? And, yes, and it turns out, as Greg Kelly pointed out on Newsmax last night, hey, look at him 11 days earlier. He had his pistol with him there, and what kind of nuts are these people? Nuts. Sometimes you feel like a nut. And Democrats, it's sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Democrats never don't feel like a nut. Isn't that true? I think they're Almond Joy rather than Mounds Bar people. They're Democrats. And speaking of bananas and rice, and who doesn't love bananas and rice? You see the bananas and rice Somali lady from, I use the term advisedly, the bananas and rice lady who posted a video pretending that she had a big bandage on her forehead. And, oh, no, the ICE people beat me up and I need bananas and rice because I'm a Somali person. And the headline yesterday, viral bananas and rice Somali woman arrested for allegedly participating in Minneapolis riot. It's time for her to go back to the Moog. It's time for her to find herself back to Mogadishu, because I got to tell you, Mogadishu is not the right place for the Somali gangsters that are stealing billions of dollars and lying to everybody. Oh, and when she reappeared protesting, there was no bandage on her head and there was no mark on her head, so it looked like the bandage on her forehead was a complete fake part of the video. I'm beginning to think that there are some issues with Somalis. Nasra Ahmed, who gained national attention for her cultural identity remarks, was arrested as Attorney General Pam Bondi announced escalated enforcement after deadly encounters. 2 deadly encounters thanks to the Democrat Party, inciting violence from the governor of Minnesota, the mayor of Mogadishu, of Moganapolis. The Democrat Party is destroyed. If you could destroy Minnesota, what can't you destroy? And the Democrat Party is destroying Minnesota. Most of the people in Minnesota are not lunatics, as I understand it. I've been reliably told. But listen to this, a Somali-American woman, I'd just call her a Somali, who went viral for describing her identity as bananas and rice, was one of 16 people arrested in Minneapolis, Mogadishu, and accused of participating in a riot. And here's the video. It's not an alleged riot. It's not a mostly peaceful riot. They're gangsters. They're third world, beetle munching communists and lunatics, and they're here to steal everything because they're bringing their cultural values with them from Mogadishu, which is not where we look to elevate our cultural norms. But the Democrats, they might, because they want the United States to become a third world country. You know, they're. So she was one of 16 people arrested accused of participating in a riot. Federal authorities escalated enforcement after clashes with protesters. The woman, Nasra Ahmed, 23 years old. She doesn't look very fresh and clean for a 23-year-old, I've got to say, of Minnesota, lately, rose to national prominence after remarks she made in a January 21st news conference comparing Somali American identity to a cultural mix that she described as bananas and rice. Now, it's a good thing you're not a white guy and a member of the patriarchy describing her that way, because that'd be racist. You know, hey, it's the bananas and rice lady. No, that's what she calls herself. A phrase that quickly spread across social media. And Michael, I think you probably have the audio of this woman, because we played it the other day before we even knew her name. They weren't giving her name at the press conference, but now we know her name is Nasra Ahmed. Or Ahmed, and she is 23 years old. They say she's from Minnesota, but I know that she's from Mogadishu.
So I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali. To me,
Why?
being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice.
Not just.
It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what it means
bet.
to be American. But it's
Even
like
harder.
a cultural fusion. It's kind of like the bananas and rice.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's very well said. It's a cultural blending. I wonder which one are the bananas, and is America the bananas and Somalia is the rice, or is it the other way around? But there she is. In any event, she's been arrested for rioting now, the 23-year-old Nasra Ahmed, and she's not on Team America. I'm not sure if she thinks America is bananas or if America is rice. I'm going to go ahead and say that you guys are bananas, and we're a healthy grain product. But I like bananas, too. I eat bananas several times a week. But I'm not from the Moog, am I? I'm not Mogadishu Chris. That's never been my nickname. Yeah, being Somali is more than just eating bananas and rice. It's a lot. It's interesting, she said. I would disagree with that. It's kind of like bananas and rice. If you can eat bananas and rice. So, yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, and she was dressed like a jihadi at the press conference with the black, hoodie, the Islamic lady hoodie, and the black head to toe, wearing a burqa and the whole thing. And then she's got a large Band-Aid on her right forehead. But when she was out rioting, there was no Band-Aid on her forehead, and there was no scuff or mark or bruise or contusion or cut of any kind. So it looks like the bandana on her forehead was decorative, like it was propaganda. This woman should be catapulted into the Atlantic Ocean, perhaps from Cape Cod or the end of Long Island, maybe the end of the Atlantic Ocean toward her home country of Somalia, and maybe throw her a log or something to hang on to while she paddles her way back to the Moog. Isn't that amazing? Yes, sir. All right, let us return to the telephones, and I've got a bunch of audio that I want to share with you as well, because you know who's on the loose out there, don't you? Democrats. That's who. Lots and lots of Democrats. And we've got more. So Bananas and Rice Lady and Nasra Ahmed and why she went viral with her banana and rice woman. And she's been arrested, making news all over the world. The Hindustan Times has a story on it, and isn't that amazing? The Democrat Party. And I still haven't gotten to the Democrat. He's a George Soros district attorney in Philadelphia, of all places. The Liberty Bell, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, all of that stuff. But Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner. He's, I believe we have audio of Larry Krasner as well, because Larry Krasner, I think it'd be fair to say that Larry Krasner, George Soros, bought that district attorney seat with corrupt money, with his ill-gotten gains. He's a communist, anti-American, mainstream Democrat, George Soros. And he paid to give Larry Krasner, a radical extremist left-wing, and he's like 70 years old or something, and he's a lunatic. But here's Larry Krasner talking about ICE, and it's completely nuts. But this is your Democrat Party today.
This is a small bunch of wannabe Nazis. That's what they are.
ICE, wannabe Nazis.
In a country of 350 million, we outnumber them.
We outnumber them.
If we have to hunt you down the way they hunted down Nazis for decades, we will find your identities. We will find you. We will achieve justice.
We're Nazis. We will hunt you down the rest of our lives. We'll spend hunting down federal law enforcement agents in the United States of America because, and then when you hunt people down, what do you do with Nazis? Well, I think everybody knows that you kill them. Isn't that what you do? You got to kill them because they're Nazis and they're on the run and all of that good stuff. Just your Democrat Party. Very, very unwell. And then, Michael, we also had late night TV. You know, these late night TV people, they want to call everybody Nazis too because they're not on our side. They're not on Team America by any stretch of the imagination. But the Democrat Party, we got it in here in the cut sheet somewhere, don't we? I think. And Stephen Colbert on his TV show, he's got a national television show, and he explained that Nazis, they were nothing compared to ICE. Nazis were good guys. Stephen Colbert is defending Nazi Germany and saying that federal law enforcement of the United States much worse than the actual Nazis of the real Nazi Germany. And here's Stephen Colbert.
Bovino went on complaining. Look, Dana, they're trying to portray Border Patrol agents and ICE agents as Gestapo, Nazi, and many other words.
Yes, do not compare ICE or Border Patrol agents to the Nazis. That's an unfair comparison. The Nazis were willing to show their faces.
Woo! And listen to this. That place, I got to tell you, the theater, maybe the doors should be locked off, and the Democrat Party. Yeah, because what is it, Michael? The Nazis were better because they showed their faces. Then they killed you, of course, and rounded you up. But the Democrat Party, and this is Stephen Colbert's CBS network pays him, what do they pay him, $30 million a year, $25 million a year, to do that Democrat Party Civil War propaganda. And if you're looking for the Nazis, they once again crashed a car into a Jewish synagogue, which is the only kind we have, in Brooklyn, New York last night. And we have audio of that, as a matter of fact, a Democrat crashing his car through the front of a synagogue in Brooklyn, New York, where there are a lot of Jewish people living. In fact, New York City has the largest Jewish population on earth outside of Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. New York City, the largest Jewish population. But here's a Democrat crashing his car through the front of the synagogue because, and it was there were services going on, because it's full of Jews and he wants to kill them all. He's a Democrat.
Yo, everyone move! Move! What's the guy doing? What is he doing?
Crashing it repeatedly into the front of the synagogue. But, you know, the ICE people are worse than actual Nazis in World War II, according to Stephen Colbert, who's paid by the CBS network. Millions and millions of dollars, and the man has been arrested. He's being charged with hate crimes. Oh, no, not hate crimes. The Democrats, they prefer love crimes, don't they? They're in favor of just extraordinary stuff. You people. And Harmeet Dhillon at the Department Justice in charge of the Civil Rights Division said, I have instructed our criminal prosecutors in civil rights to open a civil rights investigation into this violent attack on the synagogue in New York City. And even Zohran Mamdani was out there. Well, we've got him. We got to take a quick one here. We're at 888-630-9625. But Zoran the Jihadi, he's a genocidal anti-Semite and the Democrat mayor of New York City. The Democrat Party is becoming a real problem, don't you think? I think they've got a lot of issues. These people in the Democrat Party. Can I call them people? We've got more of them coming up. Yes, we do. Womp, womp, womp. What happened to the Democrat Party? You know, I remember they were rioting in Chicago in '68 and blaming the police, and they were fighting for the communists in Vietnam like Hanoi, Jane Fonda, and so many Democrats that became college professors, tenured college professors. And I don't know, the Democrat Party is the party of the first American Civil War, and Democrat presidents got us into the first American Civil War. That would be Jefferson Davis. Then they killed the first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, because he freed the slaves. Democrat presidents presided over our entry into World War I and World War II and the Korean War and the Vietnam War, and now they're loose on our streets. Somebody get the fire hoses.
Yes, do not compare ICE or Border Patrol agents to the Nazis. That's an unfair comparison. The Nazis were willing to show their faces.
Why do we have a Democrat Party? We should send them to Mogadishu. All Democrats should move to Somalia, and we should take Minnesota back for America. Just a thought. Not only kick the Mogs out, but and take their Beatles with them, but kick the Democrats out because they're the bigger problem. Who's the bigger problem, the Somalis or the Democrats in Minnesota? The correct answer is the Democrats, of course. All right, let's go back to the telephones, Michael. Let's go to Frank, calling from Youngstown, Ohio. Frank, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hi, good morning, Chris.
Hey, Frank.
These Democrats, first of all, I don't know how anybody can be a Democrat, even if they're the old Democrats where they're not crazy like they are today. Mm-hmm. Do they understand the pretext of why ICE agents and federal agents wear masks?
Well, I'm not sure they understand. Yeah, go ahead.
So their families, they're not recognized, and their families aren't in danger. Okay? And they created this danger. The Democrats created this danger. And now they're giving us ultimatums of, well, we're not going to fund ICE unless they change and just do. It just drives me crazy. I got to give you a lot of credit. You hear this day in and day out, and you're still relatively normal. and we need more people like you. God bless you, Chris. That's all I got to say. You, Vince Colonnese, Mark Levin, God bless you people. That's all I can say. We are very, very fortunate to have you.
Thank you, Frank. Relatively normal is what I shoot for. Now, Democrats, as we know, are all mental, and there is something terribly wrong with every registered Democrat's brain. Almost all of them are violent. The ones who aren't violent they just don't understand why they're not violent. But let's Senator Durbin, Dicky the Turban, and it's we were just talking about him this morning. And so, why do you think they call him Durbin? Says a little play on words. Why do you think they call him Durbin? But here is Dick Durbin, Democrat senator, a disgrace to civilization itself. And Senator Dick Durbin went to the Senate floor. He's from Illinois, sadly, tragically. Being from any of our 50 states is sad and tragic. But from Illinois, a state where I largely grew up, perhaps, and I'm still working on some of that. But Dick Durbin went to the Senate floor, and he brought a big poster board-sized photograph, a couple of photographs, and he wanted to explain how terrible it was that Alex Pretti was shot and killed while, according to Dick Durbin, just minding his own business and trying to take a photograph with his phone, which was provided to him courtesy of the patriarchy. And Dick Durbin, with a photograph. Now, here's the thing. It's a photograph of Alex Pretti about to be shot by federal law enforcement agents while on the ground and fighting them. And there are, I guess, 3 agents in the photo, 2 standing, 1 down on knee. And there's Alex Pretti, and he's down on 1 knee and 1 hand, his left hand and his left knee. And in his right hand, he has his phone, and which he's making video, and he's and one of the standing ICE officers or Border Patrol officers has his pistol in his right hand and extended, and the pistol is pointed at the back of Alex Pretti's head, or at his neck perhaps, and it looks like he's about to be shot and killed by federal law enforcement. Now, here's the problem that Dick Durbin has. This is a fake photo. It's not an actual photo from the event. It's an artificial intelligence photo, an AI photo, and it's not what happened at all. But here is the Democrat senator from Illinois, Dicky the Turban, with a fake photo that he had transferred to a big photo board, to a foam core board, and it's probably, what would you say, like 2.5 feet by 3.5 feet, and it's up on an easel so everybody can see it. And here's Dick Durbin lying his Illinois rumpus off and saying, here's an actual photo of what happened. And it's not an actual photo of what happened. It's a completely, utterly fake photo of what happened. Here's Dick Durbin.
I'm going to show a photo of that scene, which is graphic.
No, you're not. No,
I'm afraid it's necessary to appreciate the horror of the moment.
It's fake.
This photo shows the last second.
No, it doesn't.
Before the ICE agent killed Alex Pretti
Fake
on
photo.
the streets of Minneapolis.
That's not true.
In his right hand is his camera.
Uh-huh.
Left hand holding the ground.
Uh-huh.
No gun, obvious.
No gun, obvious.
No effort to resist, obvious.
Yeah, right. But here's the video.
This was a moment when this man lost his life.
After assaulting multiple federal agents, interfering with a law enforcement operation ongoing, carrying a pistol with an additional magazine. And the Turban left all of that out. He omitted all of the essential facts, and he used a fake photo, which is not to be found in Nature or anyplace else, and he lied like a dimwit, which, of course, he is. Senator Dicky the Turban, just amazing. And he's got a staff, of course, doesn't he? And he's amazing stuff. Dick Durbin. He's the minority whip for the Democrat Party in the Senate, and he's on the Judiciary Committee, and he has staff people all over the place. And I say, hey, yeah, let's use this oversized fake photo of something that didn't happen, and I'll lie about it. And Dick Durbin, he then tweeted this out. He tweeted out his little speech there with a hymn. He was on camera. He was on the floor of the Senate, where he used a fake photo and he was lying, and other people have now taken the photo and added all kinds of fake things to it and made a mockery of it, because he's made a mockery of our system of government. Isn't that amazing? The Democrat Party, and there are so many headlines now, and apparently he's deleted his tweet because, why wouldn't he delete his tweet now? He's got to. The people at Red State with the story, wild, : they love their colons, even at Red State. Dick Durbin shares fake AI picture of Pretti shooting on Senate floor because nothing matters. And that's by Banchi. You might know Banchi from social media, from Twitter and so on. How far is the left willing to go to lie to the public about federal immigration authorities? Apparently, they're willing to go so far that Senator Dick Durbin, Illinois Democrat, shared a fake AI-created photo of the Alex Pretti shooting on the Senate floor on Wednesday, alleging it was a depiction of the last second before he was killed. Durbin, who's a top Democrat in the Senate chamber, stated that his promotion of the picture was graphic, but necessary, he said. It shows Customs Border Protection officers standing behind Pretti, gun to the back of his head. Another officer is seen taking a knee. The problem? He's missing his head. He's missing his head, and if you look at the picture, somehow there's no head. Just one of the things that shows that it's AI and not a real representation of the scene. Durbin can be seen putting the picture on a stand, and the video is posted on the speech. It's pretty amazing. And it is funny because you look closely. I mentioned the one guy on his knee, and the one guy on his knee has no head. Somehow the head has been disappeared from the photo, and other people have put funny things like a whole group of agents, and none of them have heads. It's just their uniforms and their guns, but none of them have heads because Dick Durbin is an embarrassment to Western civilization. Western Journal has breaking. Dem legend Dick Durbin used giant AI deep fake photo, of Alex Pretti shooting on Senate floor. He previously championed anti-deep fake legislation. These are not intelligent people. They're not serious people. They're not smart people. The PolitiFact people, these left-wingers, PolitiFact. And it is funny, you'd notice that of the three agents, one of them doesn't have a head and peculiar stuff. But PolitiFact on the photo says, the kneeling officer is missing a head. PolitiFact is left-wingers. But they noticed that one of the officers doesn't have a head. The kneeling officer is missing a head. Dick Durbin's staff, he's got multiple staff, the whip's office, the committee minority leader office. He's got staff all over the place. They're all dumb and corrupt. So the hands and fingers of the people in the image are distorted and disproportionate. Knees, arms, and torsos appear dislocated. The clothing textures and shadows don't fully align with the lighting direction. The rifle on the kneeling officer appears partially embedded into the ground. It's magic. It went right into the ground. The granular asphalt doesn't match videos of the scene that show a paved road layered with dirt and snow. But it's good enough for the Democrats in the United States Senate. Why would anyone have an issue with that? The Democrat Party. They're very, very unwell. And by the way, I know a few people in town, and as for the 11 days prior to his fatal shooting video that emerged of him kicking out the taillight of a federal law enforcement vehicle and spitting on the windows with law enforcement inside while he curses them out loudly and then kicks out the taillight with steel-toed boots, presumably. Here's the thing from federal law enforcement. The proper charge for Pretti in that instance 11 days prior would have been to arrest him for and charge him with assault on a police officer while armed. Assault on a police officer while armed, a very serious charge, of course. And had they simply enforced the law, as the law is written and as the law exists, then maybe Alex Pretti would be alive today because he would have been arrested and put in jail, and he would have had his concealed carry permit taken away because he's out assaulting federal officers while carrying concealed. And isn't that amazing? And if they, if they did know that he was armed in the first dust-up 11 days earlier, why was he not arrested? Maybe he was carrying his concealed carry permit and his driver's license that time, which he was not doing when he, again, found himself in a violent conflict with federal law enforcement and was shot and killed because he was carrying a gun and extra ammo, and what was he doing? But if only he had been arrested appropriately, then he might still be alive. Democrats, by not enforcing laws in Minnesota, actually, rack up the body count because you know how they are. Yes, sir. Just crazy. You people. All right, so we have that going on. Yes, we do. Let's go back to the telephones, Michael. I know a lot of people are eager to talk about all the Democrat Party's madness. Let's go to Matt, calling from St. Louis, Missouri. Matthew, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Matt.
Happy Thursday in Minnesotopia. And so Little Dick Durbin, Senator Little Dick Durbin, the Turban, across the river from me. The good news with him, he is self-deporting. He took up Trump's and Kristi Noem's $1,000 offer to self-deport, so he's self-deporting from the Senate. But the two things I called about, first one is this attorney general candidate in Ohio who's going to kill Trump, and then he explained what he means by that.
Right.
there's a lot of deja vu there. So he's running for a state attorney general position, and his plan is to charge Trump with something that hasn't been identified yet, and he's running on that. That's his whole campaign is I'm going to get Trump. So I think they're mispronouncing his name, and I think I also know his middle name now. Instead of Elliot Foran, I think he's actually Elliot-Tisha James Foran, because he seems awfully like the New York Attorney General and how she got her office. And then
well, she ran, just to remind people, she ran promising people on the campaign trail that she would find something to charge Donald Trump with, crimes to charge him with. And it didn't matter what the crimes were. And you're absolutely right that that's what this forehand guy is doing in Ohio, the Democrat running for the chief law enforcement officer post, the attorney general in the state of Ohio. And he'd promised that he will, in fact, we have audio of him too, but that he's promising that he's going to charge Donald Trump with a, to be named at a later date, capital crime that will lead to the death sentence, and then he will be executed by the state. And this is what the Democrat who's running for attorney general in Ohio is promising. And the Democrats, Lavrentiy Beria was the head of the KGB in the Soviet Union under Joseph Stalin, and his famous line was, "Show me the man, and I'll show you the crime," meaning he can gin up and invent any crime for anybody you pick out of a crowd. And that's where the Democrat Party is today. They have Sovietized the Democrat Party. And I apologize, Matt. Go ahead now.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Elliot-Tisha James Forehand. And then the other thing, your caller from Texas a little while back, I think his name was Ron, but I don't remember for sure. You know, he came up with certainly not news for CNN that you really liked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like completely nauseating nonsense. That's kind of what I refer to CNN as.
It's tragic. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Well, and it's good to have multiple names for these organizations. It really is. You know, MSDNC, MSLSD, MS13, DNC. These people, they deserve to. It's what the lines on the internet matter. Like, it's impossible to hate the news media enough, and they just get and honestly with Democrats they've gotten so awful, they've gotten so horrible. It's impossible to disdain them enough, to distrust them enough, and we're being lied to by professional organizations of liars and propagandists. And again, Stephen Colbert last night on CBS, or maybe it was the night before last. And you know what, Michael, I want to play it again because this is the Democrat Party, and CBS Entertainment Network pays this man $25 or $30 million a year to do propaganda like this.
Bavino went on complaining.
Look, Dana, they're trying to portray Border Patrol agents and ICE agents as Gestapo, Nazi, and many other words.
Yes, do not compare ICE or Border Patrol agents to the Nazis. That's an unfair comparison. The Nazis were willing to show their faces.
And the crowd loves it. The crowd loves it, Matt. And they see Nazis were better in World War II, and the Democrats are a lot closer to the Nazis in World War II than they are to John F. Kennedy, for example. And the Democrats, so the Nazis weren't so bad. ICE is really bad, according to the CBS network on national television with one of their $30 million a year hosts. Isn't that amazing, Matthew?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and, you've said before that you said it's the party that's stupid, I think, versus the party that's evil.
Yep.
What I've always said going back to Clinton and probably prior is it's the party without a conscience versus the party without a spine. So.
Yeah, that's good. And I got to tell you, the Republicans really need to stand up and we've been saying this for how many years now, but honestly, and a friend of mine, a wonderful American, Nina May, wrote a wonderful piece. The Democrats are the slavery party, and the Republicans say nothing, and the Democrats just won Virginia, and they got their guy elected attorney general in Virginia, and the Democrat elected attorney general of Virginia ran on the idea that he would shoot the Republican Speaker of the State House in the head twice if he only had 2 bullets. And I think we have that. We haven't used that audio in a long time. But the the Democrat Attorney General in Ohio says he's going to execute Trump, kill Trump, and he brags about it. And then the Virginia Attorney General said that he wanted to shoot the Republican speaker in the head with the only 2 bullets they had, and he'd let Hitler and Pol Pot live, but he'd shoot the Republican. And this is the standard rhetoric of the Democrat Party, the party of the Confederate States of America, the party of Jim Crow. And this is pretty amazing stuff where the Democrat Party has found itself. I'm telling you. And the Arizona Democrat Attorney General said that residents can shoot ICE agents under state law. The Democrats are trying to get everybody shot. And the Virginia Attorney General said not only did he want to shoot the Republican Speaker of the House with the only 2 bullets that he has while letting Hitler and Pol Pot live, but that he wanted to kill his children, too. And that was before Election Day, and all the Democrats in Virginia voted for him. Isn't that amazing? And the violent rhetoric, Jay Jones, Democrat Attorney General now in the Commonwealth of Virginia. They're bringing back the Confederate States of America. They're breaking away from the country again. The Democrats are. Thanks, Matt.
This is Elliot Forehand, candidate for Ohio Attorney General. I want to tell you what I mean when I say that I am going to kill Donald Trump.
You know, the Democrat Party's propaganda apparatus is boundless. It is endless. Stephen Colbert, who on CBS is paid tens of millions of dollars, last night compared Nazis in World War II Germany favorably to federal law enforcement, said the Nazis were better, and he prefers actual Nazis from World War II, because they're busy firebombing Jews and crashing cars into synagogues and terrorizing Jewish students at Columbia University and firebombing pro-Israel marchers in Colorado. So Stephen Colbert, he was there, and he's on CBS, right? He's on CBS. But last night, well, a couple of nights ago now, he was on with Seth Meyer on NBC on Monday night. That was Monday night. Stephen Colbert, who has a show on CBS, was on NBC with the show they have on NBC, Seth Meyer, to carry on the Democrat Party's circle fest in a hot tub propaganda. And last night, Joe Scarborough, who was on an NBC product, he was on last night on ABC with Jimmy Kimmel to carry on the tradition of Democrat Party propaganda everywhere you look. I got a cut of that coming up.